Okay, what's up? It's your boy TBJZL, and today I'm going to talk about why we should kill God. So, first of all, this is not a video where I try to destroy a certain kind of belief system. I'm not this absolute atheist who wants to destroy all religious belief. This is just an idea I had and I would like to explore it. So, what kind of gods are we talking about? Well, the Christian one, the Islamic one, the Hindu one, or ones in the form of Brahman, or even the Buddhist Bhavakra, and more. I know some of these aren't exactly gods, but I'm using a very broad definition of God. Basically, any kind of divine entity. The kind of God I think we should kill are the ones of religions with an afterlife where the God in some way gets to decide who has a good afterlife and a bad one. That is the kind of God I think we should kill. An entity who decides over us after we are dead. This means I don't, for instance, include the Jewish God, because the Jewish religion doesn't really talk about an afterlife, and the Sikh God, because it's unclear to me if the Sikh God decides over what happens after you are dead. It feels more like a trial which you kinda get to do over and over and over again. So, why should we kill God? Well, imagine there is an alien who's made a bunch of rules for humanity to follow. And if a human doesn't follow those rules, tortures that human for eternity. Wouldn't you want a government or something or someone else to kill that alien? I mean, how many people would you be willing to let suffer the fate of eternal torture?
The HE double fuck.
That alien to decide what rules we should follow. Sure, the alien might be wiser than us and know better what is good for us, but then why punish us for eternity? Doesn't it make more sense to reform those bad humans and then reintroduce them to society, instead of just punishing them for eternity? Now, some people might say this is an unfair comparison to Hinduism or Buddhism, because they let people return to that society through reincarnation, and so give them the ability to rehabilitate. Even though this in a way is kinda true, in another way this isn't true, seeing as the individual human can't remember their own rehabilitation. They can't remember their previous life, and therefore it is more like the alien punishing a human for not following its rules and then wiping its mind, which in a way is kind of like torturing someone for eternity because you torture it for its entire existence. Either way, the alien is just causing discomfort and suffering to a human on purpose for no reason at all. Because if it can't remember what it has done or anything of its previous life, it's not the same being anymore, and therefore the alien would be torturing a being who did nothing wrong. Now you might say that unlike the alien, God is our creator, and therefore he has the right to decide our fate after death. But here I also disagree, because let's say the alien created us, like some terrorists.
Do you think that it is possible that aliens came down and manipulated the genetics of lower primates and created people?
Does that make any difference? Just because something creates a living, feeling consciousness doesn't mean it can treat it like shit, and definitely not torture its creation for eternity. This is basically the entire plot of Blade Runner. If something is conscious, it can't justifiably be tortured, even when they do something wrong. I have 2 cats. They are very cute and I love them. But let's say they do something wrong, like scratching up the couch. I might do something like spray them with water, but I'm not going to torture them, and especially not for all time. You might say, but God does it for our own good. Okay, let's get back to the example of the cats. Cats can't eat chocolate because it's poisonous for them. So, when they try to eat chocolate, would I be justified in torturing them and hurting them? Of course not. It would be cruel, because it would be an over-amplification of force to teach another conscious being a lesson. There is no more over-amplification of force than eternal torture. It doesn't matter whether you are its creator or not. You don't have an inherent obligation to your creators to such a degree. Look at your own parents. We all have to agree that there are things parents can do to their own kids which are completely unethical, no matter the circumstances, and must be stopped at all cost. Well, what is worse than eternal torture? There's also another thing. Why do humans punish? Or why do human societies punish? Well, that is easy. Protection. Humans punish as a deterrent for something that they know will hurt him. Like a dog who keeps on biting random people, or a person who steals or murders. Human society punishes what will hurt the whole society, like fraud, environmental damage, and also, of course, murder. Basically, conscious entities punish whatever hurts them, but an all-powerful divine God can't be hurt. In fact, if anything can hurt an all-powerful divine God, it is by definition not an all-powerful and divine God, in which case it is lying to us and shows us that its goals and achievements therefore not naturally align with ours, which is just another reason on why we should kill God. So, a sign of a God punishing can be seen as a sign that God is not divine and all-powerful, it just makes it another conscious being, which in a way is competing with us and punishes us for eternity if we do something that will hurt it. Which is exactly like an alien punishing us for eternity, because if it isn't an all-powerful divine God, it is kind of like a very powerful alien. So this is a thought I would like to explore. If you agree or disagree and want to add something to the conversation, please leave a comment or maybe a reaction video or a blog or whatever. Just you can do whatever you want. I would really appreciate it. I would really like to explore this thought for myself, seeing as I feel it has still more to give. So I would really appreciate it if someone else would like to explore this with me. Or not. Like, it's all up to you. So, this was your boy TBJZL. See you later.